Toyota already has one of the most comprehensive SUV lineups in the industry, with at least one in every segment, and the arrival of the Corolla Cross signals a two-pronged attack on the hotly contested small SUV segment. Along with the more coupe-like CHR, the 2023 Toyota Corolla Cross hopes to take the brand's market share in the segment to over 21%, more than 3 times Toyota's current share of the small SUV market. With boxy, more conservative looks, a hybrid-heavy lineup, a wide array of available technology and one of the most recognizable names in the automotive world, the Corolla Cross should be a guaranteed success. Add in the fact that the slightly larger RAV4 hybrid is currently experiencing wait times of more than 18 months for some variants, and for those who don't want to wait for a new model, it could be an alternative to Australia's best-selling SUV. How much does the Toyota Corolla Cross cost? Considering the industry trend of rising prices and expensive electrified options, the Corolla Cross is priced quite reasonably. Pricing starts at $33,000 before on-road costs for the base GX2 WD petrol, while the cheapest hybrid is $35,500 before on-road costs. You can drive into a gasoline-electric Corolla Cross for under $40,000, according to the brand's online configurator. The Corolla Cross goes further than the CHR by offering AWD hybrid power in the form of a more powerful 2.0-liter system with Toyota's latest 5th-generation hybrid technology. Australia misses out on the more powerful 2.0-liter hybrid versions of the Corolla and CHR models offered overseas. On the larger side of the small, the Corolla Cross is competitively positioned against its rivals. The UK-built turbocharged Nissan Qashqai starts at $33,890 before it goes on the road, while the e-Power hybrid will only be offered in the top-spec ST, L and T variants, which puts the electrified model at a starting price of around $45,000. Meanwhile, the smaller Toyota CHR starts at $30,915 for the cheapest GXL2WD with a 1.2-liter turbo petrol engine, although a less powerful 1.8-liter hybrid is reserved for the range-topping Koba and GR Sport trims and costs $37,665 costs. Not even China's GWM Haval Jolian hybrid can offer a cheaper hybrid option, although the Jolian's $40,990 electrified-only variant is based on the top-of-the-line model, while the equivalently priced Corolla Cross is the base model. How is the Toyota Corolla Cross inside? The Corolla Cross has a cabin that is clearly inspired by its hatchback and sedan companions, and there are a few differences to set it apart. The highlight is the next-generation infotainment system, which is offered in 2 variants depending on the model. Base GX models get an 8.0-inch touchscreen without satellite navigation, but it still offers DAB+ digital radio and wireless Apple CarPlay. Android Auto is wired. Even the base unit is a marked improvement over the current system, which offers older, lower-resolution graphics and laggy response times. Connecting an iPhone wirelessly is a quick and easy process, and all models get a 12-month subscription to Toyota Connected Services, which means app-based remote control features and smartphone data, plus you can use Hey Toyota in the cabin. There is intelligent voice assistance to adjust the temperature, open the windows or even search for the nearest public toilet. Given that the GX doesn't have built-in satellite navigation, the latter feature is only available on the GXL and Atmos. With the exception of Ford's Ford Pass Connect, a number of new features that aren't currently widely used in mainstream segments are useful. The GXL and Atmos models get a 10.5-inch display with satellite navigation that connects to live traffic updates and is compatible with voice assistant. If the smaller system is a noticeable upgrade, the 10.5-inch display is a revelation compared to existing Toyota systems, although it's more in line with rivals than new segment benchmarks. Unfortunately, the subscription period is only 12 months, most other programs are 3 years from sale, and subscriptions get a little more expensive from there. If you want the full suite of connected services, ongoing monthly fees for both the Connect Plus and multimedia packages are $9.95 and $12.50, respectively. Atmos models will debut the 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster that comes to the higher-end versions of the Corolla and RAV4 later this year, and will likely filter down to other models as well. It's not quite bright and sharp for a VW, but it's clean, easy to read and offers a number of customization options. If you opt for the GX or GXL, you'll get a simpler 7.0-inch digital cluster lifted directly from the more expensive Lexus NX. Build and material quality is typically solid, with a mix of soft touch and harder wearing materials, as well as piano black trim. The switchgear under the screen is like the Corolla and works well, adding silver to break up all the black. Up front, comfort is pretty good, with supportive seats offering a range of adjustment for the driver. The passenger misses out on height adjustment, even in the Atmos. The steering wheel is a good size and uncluttered in terms of the multifunction switch and also offers a good range of adjustment. The second row isn't roomy enough for the RAV4, but even larger adults like me can fit behind my driving position in relative comfort. I'll note that the Atmos fixed panoramic roof eats into headroom, if you're on the taller side like me. Conveniences include rear air vents, a map pocket behind the front passenger, ISOFIX and top tether points, and a pair of USB-C ports behind the rear console if you get the GXL and Atmos. What is under the head of the Cross? The Corolla Cross offers two powertrains, a 2.0-liter dynamic force naturally aspirated petrol engine, as well as a 2.0-liter petrol-electric hybrid, the former offering front-wheel drive only, while the latter offers two WD and AWD options. Toyota says the base 2.0-liter petrol develops 126 kilowatts at 6,600 revolutions per minute and 202 Newton-meters between 4,400 and 4,900 revolutions per minute. Drive is sent to the front wheels via a 10-speed virtual quick continuously variable transmission in manual mode only, as well as a starter mechanism. A similar unit is offered in the Corolla hatch and sedan. Combined fuel consumption is 6.0 liters/100 kilometers and CO2 emissions are 136 grams/km. Unlike some other cars in the Toyota range, the petrol engine does not have idle stop/start technology. The hybrid also combines a 112 kilowatt/190 Newton-meters 2.0-liter Atkinson cycle Atmo 4 with an 83 kilowatt/206 Newton-meters electric motor and a 4.08 Ah lithium-ion battery pack, giving the system 146 kilowatts. Toyota does not specify a combined torque figure for its hybrid systems. If you opt for AWD, there's an additional 30 kilowatts motor on the rear axle that facilitates electrified all-wheel drive. AWD hybrid models also swap out the standard torsion beam rear suspension for a more complex multi-link setup. Corolla Cross hybrid models use 4.3 to 4.4 liters/100 kilometers on the combined cycle and CO2 emissions are 97 to 101 grams/km. The hybrid sends transmission through an eCVT regardless of the drivetrain. All versions of the Corolla Cross run on conventional 91 Romanian lei unleaded, with fuel tank capacity dependent on drivetrain. The 2WD petrol versions get a 47-liter fuel tank, while the 2WD hybrid and AWD hybrid offer 36 liters and 43 liters tanks respectively. Toyota puts 0 to 100 times at 9.0 to 9.2 seconds for patrols and 7.5 to 7.7 seconds for hybrids. Top speed for Corolla Cross 2WD petrol is 198 km per hour and hybrids 180 km per hour. All versions of the Corolla Cross have a towing capacity of up to 750 kilograms. How does the Toyota Corolla Cross drive? During our flight from Sydney to Whale Beach and back, we sampled several Corolla Cross variants, including the Atmos 2WD and 2WD hybrid, as well as the entry-level GX 2WD. Starting with top-of-the-line petrol, we took the Corolla Cross out of Double Bay on Sydney's south side, navigating busy city streets, rolling terrain and trying to avoid rush hour traffic. The 2.0-liter petrol is a decent unit, offering linear acceleration and working with a CVT automatic during normal driving. It goes well, and the CVT simulates shifts as the gear picks up. If you don't like the fiery, harsh engine sound that comes with it, don't hit it. On our way to the northern beaches, we took a long drive on the west side of the CBD. City streets and suburban highways were handled with the same ease as a regular Corolla. Performance isn't what you'd call inspiring in the petrol, but the accurate, fluid steering and balanced body control mean the Corolla Cross doesn't feel like a clumsy, loping SUV when things get twisty. It's not the sharpest of small SUVs, but it's far from boring and upholds Toyota's more recent focus on driver engagement well. Outward visibility is likewise good, a pleasant change over the swoopy CHR design. The square body and tall glass house mean the Corolla Cross is easy to place whether you're slotting into gaps in traffic or trying to make a parallel park. Fun fact, the driver's eye point is 130 mm higher than the standard Corolla. Overall refinement at a cruise is pretty impressive, given other vehicles on this TNGA platform can get a bit rowdy on the rougher stuff. That's even with the Atmos's 18-inch alloys and 225/50 Michelin Primacy 4 tires, and the ride gets better on the GX's 17s and more forgiving Bridgestone Alenza 215/60 rubber. Hopping into the Atmos 2WD hybrid shortly after was more of the same, but with the added refinement and smoothness of electrified assistance. The Corolla Cross hybrid is able to drive up to 40 to 50 km per hour solely on e-power. There's better lowdown response thanks to the instant torque from the electric motor, and the petrol engine rarely feels strained or coarse in normal driving. Like we've seen in other current Toyota hybrid models, the transition from electric to petrol is nigh on seamless, and having the beefier 2.0-liter petrol means there's no distinct loss of torque when the petrol engine fires up like in the 1.8-liter system used by the regular Corolla and CHR.